Welcome to Sort of Off Topic. This is my beautiful and talented and very smart friend named Max, and you better fucking respect her.
And this is Janey, my non-romantic life partner, who I would kill or die for 1,000 times over. And if you can't respect her, then you can't respect me. And if you can't respect me, you better get ready for a knuckle sandwich, baby.
Hello and welcome
To a sort of off topic.
Sort of Off Topic. I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is the podcast that normally tells you fairy tales and folk tales, but no, you're not going to get that today. Don't even ask.
Not today, you silly fool.
Not today. Today, just one of us, and that's me, Janey.
That's Janey.
That's Janey. I'm going to be telling you about something that I'm interested in, and you have to sit and listen to it, because there's no way to turn off a podcast once you've started it. They should fix
You'll
that.
invoke the mummy's curse.
Do you want to invoke the mummy's curse? We thought not. Don't touch that dial, or else. Max, what's up?
Hi.
Hi. We're a little sleepy.
Nothing.
So here's the deal, Jessica Biel. It is 8:37 p.m. on a school night, and we're both very tired because it was a long day. Max mowed the lawn. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
And Janey,
That's Janey.
that's me, went to the dentist and then to the doctor. Two things.
And you got a filling at the dentist, I feel like is important context.
Yeah, they had to give me triple the amount of numbing because every time they came back in, it hadn't took.
It had not took. Hadn't tooken.
Yeah, so that was like a fun way to spend the morning. This is every once in a while they go in with a drill that goes, yee! And then it goes, hey, can you feel that? As I'm like slowly raising my hand because they told me if you can feel it, raise your hand. And I didn't want to be like rude and jump.
When they started drilling a hole in your skull.
Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, that's how I spent my morning.
That's really fun.
I know.
That's really exciting.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the deal. We are sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my mouth just stopped being numb like an hour ago, so we're in business. So, Max, with
Janey.
that in mind, do you want to give them the old college plug about our Patreon? They're like, I want to know more about your crazy dentist pains, Janey. Because they did get an update about how I was thinking about that one doctor that ripped out all the teeth. Anyway, look it up if you dare. But how can they get all that? Max?
That's not on there.
It
But
is.
if you want some other stuff.
It is on there. I shared it.
If you want to join us on Discord so you can be a part of all of Janey's phobias, that's $3 a month through our Patreon. Or if you want to join the Discord and also get a full-length bonus episode with a regular podcast, Sort of the Story, you can join at the $7 tier and you get a full-length bonus episode every single month in addition to Discord access.
Yeah. And if you just want to talk to us, you don't want the bonus episodes, but you're thinking, like, I want to be closer to them, you can join at the $4 level to be our girlfriends.
Yeah, you get access to the Discord and also you get to say that you're our girlfriend.
And we'll say that you're our girlfriends.
If asked, we will say that you're our girlfriend.
We're legally in this relationship. So far, weirdly enough, nobody signed up for that tier. So, like, I don't know.
I think that's because all of our girlfriends are at the $7 level.
Hey, so many of our girlfriends need to stop getting bonus episodes. Oh, we're going to figure it out. Well, we'll probably have it figured out by the time this episode airs because this is going to be one of the last off topics. Guys, have you enjoyed the off topic season? There's been some pretty good ones.
Pretty good.
And I'm going to go ahead and end with a bang. Do you want to take a little break?
Yeah, let's bang.
We're going to go bang. We'll be right back. And also, you are here. Aw. Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
Max, okay. So it's been kind of a mixed bag for off topics for me. We started out with everything I know about medieval times, which is fun.
Yeah.
And then I took us down in the rabbit hole that is Scientology, which I also thought was fun.
Yeah.
So today I decided to find a nice, like, in-between of, like, silly kooky and, like, Scientology. And I'm bringing you the assassination of Kim Jong It's not that silly kooky. I just wanted an in. It is, in fact, the death of a man, and I am very sorry.
A little assassinatino.
I was trying to write assassination, and I wrote assassinatino. Assassinatino.
Assassinatino.
Anyway, this is just a little Assassinatino of Kim Jong-nam. All right, Max, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to North Korea today.
I don't want to do that.
So here are some facts.
Okay.
Not even some facts, just here's the bare minimum of what you need to know before we move in.
Okay.
The Democrat...
I don't...
It's called...
Again, I don't want to move to North Korea. I just feel like I should say that.
Before I've already packed your bag, so like you don't need any underwear. I've packed it all.
Okay.
All right. It's called the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Mm-hmm.
It was established in the north of Korea.
Yeah, the northern part of Korea.
Yes. On September 9th, 1948. So I feel like people don't understand how recently this was a thing. 1948 is a lot more recent than I think people realize.
I always thought it was more recent than that. Even.
Like 60s.
Yeah.
The first supreme leader was Kim Il-sung. He was eventually succeeded by his son Kim Jong-il of Team America fame and also 30 Rock fame. He's actually been in a lot of things. Have you ever seen Team America?
No.
Still no. It's the guys who made South Park. They made a deeply insensitive puppet show called Team America. The theme song is America, fuck yeah! It's about them getting rid of Kim Jong-il and saving the world. This has nothing to do with the assassination of Kim Jong-nam, but the best part of the movie Team America is they're sending in a spy and they're like, hey, you're going in here. It's going to be rough. So like if you get caught here, you're going to want this. And they just slide across the table a ball peen hammer. And it makes me laugh every time. You're going to want this. So good. Okay. So today we are going to be talking about Kim Jong-il's first son, a man named Kim Jong-nam, and his eventual assassination. And that is serious, so I'm taking it down.
What? Why are we talking about this?
Oh, I cannot wait. Do you know anything about this?
No.
I cannot wait.
Okay. I'm going in blind.
Whew.
I'm so excited.
Guys, if you don't know anything about the assassination of Kim Jong-nam, fucking sit down and don't touch those dials. We're saving you from a curse.
The mummy's curse.
Mummy's curse is gonna get you. Kim Jong-nam was born May 10th, 1971, to a woman named Song Hai-rim. Also, apologies for my pronunciations. I don't speak Korean. Who was one of 4 women who had children with Kim Jong-il. Apparently, Kim Jong-il's father would have disapproved of their relationship. It wasn't like something that was planned. And so Kim Jong-il kept his first son hidden for a very long time and didn't tell anyone about him. He sent him to live with his maternal aunt, who homeschooled him for a little while. Then he was sent to Moscow, which was at that time in the Soviet Union, to live with his grandmother. And after a little while, she sent him to a boarding school in Switzerland until he was about 17 years old, and then he returned to North Korea. So that's important because he didn't grow up in North Korea. He grew up in Switzerland, which is the most un-North Korea place you can get.
Yep.
Kim Jong-nam was said to have his father's personality, which is to say a very quick temper and a love of art and filmmaking. We all know Kim Jong-il was a avid filmmaker. He remade all of his favorite films starring himself.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. Is that true?
That's true.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen, I don't know if you've ever seen, because this went around when we were in college, his remake of Godzilla?
No.
You can get it places. Yeah, he just remade his own Godzilla. Like, he just had a lot of money and apparently a lot of fucking time because it's not like he was feeding his people. He was just making his own movies. He used to have Dennis Rodman over a lot, and they used to just like, they were like best friends, and he would like put him in his movies and stuff. Anyway, Dennis Rodman, weird guy.
Who's Dennis Rodman?
Basketball player who wore makeup?
I don't
Dated Carmen and Electra?
No.
Dennis Rodman, okay.
This is a slice of the world.
I want to say, guys, am I wrong that he was on the Orlando Magics? I might be wrong, and you're like, Janey, what the fuck? But he was a big basketball player.
How big was he?
He was actually very big. But he was famous because in like the early 2000s, he was wearing full makeup on the court and like glitter nail polish and shit and had colorful hair. And people would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, being whoever the fuck I want to be.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He also did a lot of uncool things. And he was best friend with Kim Jong-il. But like, that's fucking cool of him, actually.
Yeah, that one thing is cool.
Yeah. He was kind of like weird. But made some cool moves. So Kim Jong-nam, his son, also loved filmmaking. Apparently, Kim Jong-il used to build him little film sets to use. So he's just a little kid on his own little film sets, making his own little Godzilla.
This would all be very cute if their
If they
jobs
for
were
all
different.
the deaths
Yeah.
they're responsible for, yeah.
Yeah, this is like a very cute father-son relationship.
I
if
think so,
not
too.
for the truly unreasonable amounts of power and what they've done with it.
That one thing is a cute father-son relationship,
Yeah.
you know? But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when it came to his father's ambitions, which Kim Jong-il obviously very tight grasp on North Korea, lots of plans for it. When it came to his father's ambitions, Kim Jong-nam's aunt told a South Korean magazine in the year 2000 that her nephew had, quote, no desire to succeed his father, end quote. That's actually a big deal. He made a lot of public announcements about that. People were like, hey, are you going to be the next dictator? And he's like, the fuck? I'm not. Absolutely not. And don't ask me that again. That's an insane question to ask someone. Because remember, he was raised in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
He regularly traveled under a false name, most likely so he could sightsee and have a good time.
Oh.
In 2001, he was arrested trying to enter Japan with a false passport, along with his wife, his secretary, and his 4-year-old son. He explained later, and this makes me want to cry, that he was trying to go to Tokyo Disney.
No.
Let him go to Disney!
Let him go!
It's apparently not uncommon for North Korean dignitaries to travel with false documents to remain incognito. That happens all the time. But being caught was this huge embarrassment to the family. And after this, a bunch of propaganda popped up in favor of Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il's other son, Jong-chul, to take over in succession. It was going to be Kim Jong-nam, and then they're like, he tried to go to Disney? Kicked out of the family. We're a Pixar house. I'm going to call him Jong-nam after this.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say Kim Jong-nam too, but
yeah,
I'm going to say Jong-nam. He spoke other languages as well, and so he was able to gain experiences that his father never had. So his father, born in Korea when it was like before it was split up, but also then like exclusively spent his time in North Korea and like tightened the bubble so much that he really had no world experience. Neither do anybody else in that family. But Jong-nam had all of this other experiences because he was picking up languages very well because he was raised in Switzerland where they do that. So he was often quoted saying that he wanted political and economic reform in North Korea. At one point, he was emailing a South Korean journalist, and he actually gave them permission to publish this. So this guy had balls. And he said, quote, after I went back to North Korea following my education in Switzerland, I grew further apart from my father because I insisted on reform and market opening and was eventually viewed with suspicion. My father felt very lonely after sending me to study abroad. Then my half-brothers, Jong-chul and Jong-un, and my half-sister, Jong, were born, and his adoration was moved on to them. And when he felt that I'd turned into a capitalist after living abroad for years, he shortened the overseas education for my brothers and sisters. Meaning, he saw the threat that was his oldest son experiencing the world and seeing that it could be better, and he didn't allow his other children to leave the country so that they could be properly brainwashed. Jong-nam also said that he would tell his fathers about his beliefs because people were like, are you telling your dad this? And he was like, yeah. He said, quote, I told him honestly how the international community was concerned about the nuclear tests and missile launches, and I am asking him to train my brother, Kim Jong-un, well in order to ensure a good life for the people. Because at that point he was like, give it to one of my brothers, but please actually raise them so that they care about the people.
Yeah.
If this is still going to be how you do things. He was adamant that his liberal and capitalistic views were the reason his father kept him away. He was like, he doesn't trust me. But reporters kind of hated him in a little bit. Like, even though, like, I feel like he's the one that you should be, like, volleying for. The Shanghaiist wrote this. I had to look on so many, like, translated websites for this. I was, like, going into, like, old Chinese newspapers and shit. The Shanghaiist wrote this, quote, since falling out of favor with his father in 2003, Jong-nam has consistently tried to present himself as a reformer, claiming that it was his liberal ideals, rather than the embarrassment he caused the regime with the Disneyland incident that caused him to lose his place in the succession. It is debatable, however, how much Jong-nam's apparent appetite for reform is his merely parroting lines he knows his host, particularly China, wants to hear. End quote. So they were like, yeah, that's all nice and well, but we think you embarrassed your dad at Disneyland, and also you're just trying to stay in China by saying this. It could be. That there is a chance for that, but Even though he did have half-brothers, he never actually met Kim Jong-un. Apparently, there's this ancient practice of raising heirs separately. And when Kim Jong-il eventually passed leadership of the country over to his younger son, Jong-nam was unimpressed, to say the least. Kim Jong-un fucking sucks. I'll say it. Kim Jong-nam did not want the job, but he also was like, my brother's not ready for that job. He is terrible. He has an awful temper. He's super paranoid. He's very immature. Like, you're going to give him the full country and all of the people who are starving to death currently? Like, how? How is that the solution? He actually would often tell his dad, like, you need to choose somebody more qualified. He was like, you don't have to fall back on nepotism. It doesn't have to be one of your sons. It could be somebody that's qualified for the job.
Yeah.
So Kim Jong-nam may not have been his father's favorite because he was a thorn in his side, but he was in really good favor with China. Rumors were spreading that if China decided to stop allying with North Korea and look for a replacement leader, they would back Jong-nam for the job. So they were like, listen, at that point they had this like allyship with North Korea, but they were like, there was rumors that they were going to try to put Jong-nam on the throne. Mm-hmm. So these rumors made him a threat to his brother, Kim Jong-un, who is reportedly a deeply paranoid man, who people say has ordered the execution of more than 100 high-ranking members of the Workers' Party of Korea, whose fealty was in question.
Whew.
Over 100. And now he wanted his brother dead.
Yep.
But how?
Assassinatino.
It's Assassinatino. I'm a little worried that the beginning of this felt so jovial, but you have to understand, guys, I'm delirious. And my tooth hurts.
Little Assassinatino.
They tried a couple of ways to kill him.
Sure.
I could find very little about this online, which is really strange because they did try to assassinate him, I think, twice before they succeeded. Most of the reports I found were from Asian news sources, so this is just what I've cobbled together, and some of it might be a little wrong, but I do feel pretty confident in at least like the bare bones of these details. One assassination attempt occurred in the Budapest airport in 2006. The second occurred while Jong-nam and his family were living in Macau, China, which is where all the casinos are. A North Korean agent confessed that he had been ordered by the North Korean regime to travel to China in 2010 to kidnap Kim Jong-nam. Apparently, he was going to bribe a Chinese taxi driver to, quote, drive into Jong-nam and disguise it as an accident and claim diplomatic immunity to get him back to North Korea. So I guess they were going to like run him over and then drag his body back or like injure him enough to drag him back. Anyway, this prompted Kim Jong-nam to plead with his brother to leave him alone. He wrote, quote, he would. He wrote, quote, withdraw the order to punish me and my family. We have nowhere to hide. The only way to escape is to choose suicide. End quote. I bet Kim Jong-un was like, oh, good.
Do it.
Maybe you do it to himself. God, Kim Jong-un sucks. Having no success at... Okay, so I've already kind of, I think, pissed off Scientology. You think they're just pissing off North Korea?
Yes.
Damn it! But the medieval times loves us.
Honestly...
We did tell them to unionize at the end of that. Oh, no! I hope the rest of yours are nice and fluffy. Oh, no. Are you going to piss off Nicolas Cage? She hasn't told me hers yet. God damn it. Oh, imagine us getting attacked by all of these people at once.
North Korea. All of Scientology.
David Miscavige.
All of medieval times. The knights.
Cordner, for sure. And all the knights.
Nicolas Cage.
Fucking Nicolas Cage. And psychics in England. Oh, they can tell us... You did really good on that one, and I supported them, so they'll protect me.
Yes.
They'll call me up and be like, okay, somebody's coming. A lot of somebodies.
Somebody at some point will arrive, and it could be bad.
And I'll be like, well, listen to this. Also, somebody's pregnant.
And also, North Korea's bad.
I had a bad dream earlier. Okay, so Kim Jong-nam. He is being hounded. He is being hunted down. He doesn't feel safe. He doesn't feel like his family's safe. And he's like, listen, you got to stop coming after me. I am not trying to take your fucking seat. So if I just tell you I don't want it, will you stop this? Having no success sending North Korean agents after him, they decided to go through a less obvious channel. YouTube prank shows.
Wait, really?
Max, that's true.
What?
Max, YouTube prank
Did
shows.
they send Jake Paul after Kim Jong Nam?
It's an Assassinatino. Like and subscribe. Ring that bell. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling that, ding-a-ling-a-ding-dong.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling that, ding-a-ling-a-ding-dong. North Korean agents pretended to be recruiters for a new Japanese prank show, and they lured 2 unsuspecting women. One of them, again, so sorry for the pronunciations. One of them was a woman named Duan Tai Hong from Vietnam, and the other is Siti Asia from Indonesia. I'm going to call them Duan and Siti because... Listen, I'm trying my best.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Both women had been born into poverty, and both of them were former sex workers who were looking for a fresh start. So the idea that they could be paid to be on a prank show was really appealing for them.
Yeah.
They were made to go on numerous practice runs first, pranking unsuspecting victims. Handlers would put baby oil on their hands and then point out a pranking victim, and they'd be like, go do it to them. And then
do what?
These women would run up to them, put their oily hands over their eyes, say, sorry, and then run away.
Got him!
Hilarious prank. Where's Mr. Beast? If you could do this to 100 people, I'll give you my house. They did this individually.
Old oily eyes.
That's just the prank.
Huh.
Yeah, they really didn't put too much thought into the actual show.
It really feels like they got to the meeting with these women and they were like, you gotta put
They're
oil
looking around
on your hands and then sneak up on somebody and ask them, guess who it is?
They don't even say that. They put it over their eyes and then go, sorry, then run.
This feels like a joke that I don't understand.
You know what? I don't watch nearly enough Japanese prank shows, so maybe that's normal. Okay, they did this individually. They never actually met until the real attack. Then, on February 13th, 2017, they went to the Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Malaysia. They each have a handler with them, and each of their handlers point out Jong Nam to them, and they put what the women believe is baby oil all over their hands. Baby oil.
It's poison.
CT walked up to Kim Jong-nam first, and then she put her wet hands over his eyes and ran it down his face. Immediately after, Duan Ti Hong went up behind him and did the same thing, putting her wet hands over his eyes and then running it down over his mouth. Then the two left really quickly. Kim Jong-nam was obviously very alarmed.
Yeah, that's alarming.
It was alarming what had just happened to him, and he immediately went and he found some security guards and he explained what had just happened to him. And as he was telling them, he was like, I'm starting to feel really dizzy and I feel like they did something to me. And so the security guards led him to a medical room, but within 15 minutes, he began to have a seizure. And within 20 minutes, he was dead.
What the fuck?
Yes. Later, it was revealed that he had died from VX, a nerve agent that is considered the most toxic known chemical agent in the world. VX is tasteless and odorless, but getting even a single drop on your skin can kill you. So you might be wondering, how the fuck did these women not get infected and die themselves? Because they didn't. They're fine.
Is it a combination of the two?
So I got this information from Dr. Harini Bhatt, PharmD on TikTok. Her TikTok is @TilScience, TIL. The chemicals they were carrying was actually a compound called VX2. Basically, VX had been split into 2 chemicals, one for each woman. That had never been done before. They designed it for this assassination. This Assassinatino. On its own, it's completely harmless. So each of them can have it on their hand and nothing will happen to them.
But if they meet and shake hands.
But if they're combined, they immediately start to work against you. And so the women were instructed to leave the scene of the prank and immediately go wash their hands, which they both did. Even after washing her hands, though, Duan reported that she got sick and vomited, and ultimately she ended up being okay. But she was like, yeah, it was just immediate. I thought something was wrong with me. And I'm like, yeah, there is, buddy. You got poisoned.
You got VX'd.
You got fucking VX'd. We had VX here. They just got rid of it. The very last supply was recently destroyed.
I've never heard of VX before. It sounds like something from a sci-fi movie.
I know. And apparently it's fucking horrifying. I have a feeling, though, like, I talked to my mom about this and she knew what it was. And so I'm wondering if, like, VX was something they were talking about maybe during, like, the Korean War. Like, that, if that was around that time, and that's why we don't really know that much about it.
Maybe.
I don't know. When they searched Kim Jong-nam's backpack he had been carrying in the airport that day, they found 12 vials of atropine, the antidote for VX poisoning.
What?
He had been prepared for this, but he hadn't recognized the signs he had been poisoned because they had been so bizarre.
Ugh.
So he literally could have cured himself. He was just like, I don't know what just happened to me.
Fuck.
The North Korean agents who had tricked the women into killing him sprang into action the moment they saw the chemicals mix. They changed their clothes in the bathroom, they boarded a plane to Jakarta, and then they boarded a flight back to North Korea. And they were free. And the only ones left to prosecute for this crime were CT and Dwan. The women had no idea what they had done. Even after, like, they went and washed their hands and Dwan got sick, like, they just went home. Dwan had actually been told by her handler to come back to the airport 2 days later to do another prank video. So she showed up having not changed her appearance at all. Like, she was wearing these, like, rubber duck shirt or rubber duck shoes or something like on it that had, like, kind of like a cartoony feature.
Yeah.
And they were like, that's obviously her. And I'm like, yeah, if she thought that she had done something wrong, she wouldn't have warned them.
Yeah.
So when she showed up to the airport, she was immediately arrested. The Malaysian government was going to charge both women with murder, but thankfully they both had really good lawyers. After spending 2 years in prison, the Indonesian government placed enough pressure on the Malaysian government to have all charges against Siti Asia dropped. And then Dwan Thi Hong was eventually able to plead guilty to the lesser charge of, quote, causing harm, which came with a 3-year and 4-month sentence. And with time served and good behavior, she was released a little earlier. So they were going to get the death penalty for this, though.
Jesus.
The punishment for murder in Malaysia is death by hanging, specifically, which, nuh-uh. The fact that she had such a light sentence was mostly because of the international backlash. The women obviously did not do this on their own. They were being duped into being North Korean assassins.
Yeah.
Like, nothing they would have done. And also, it was discovered later that the people the girls had been practicing their pranks on had not been random, unsuspecting people. They had been North Korean agents. So they responded to the pranks as if they were hilarious. So every time a girl would go up and, like, put this stuff on their eyes, you'd go, you got me. And so, like, they literally desensitized them to this before they sicked him on Kim Jong-nam. Which is why they said it felt so weird. Both of them were like, yeah, we did it to him and he looked terrified. And we were like, oh, shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dr. Remco Brucker, an expert on North Korea at Leiden University in the Netherlands, summed it up pretty well for The Guardian. Quote, I don't think North Korea cared either way whether these women were released or executed. For them, this was over long ago. North Korea hasn't been indicted. The people who were connected to the killing left the country in the immediate aftermath, so they got away scot-free. As the assassination and this trial have shown, they can act with near total impunity and will probably do so again. End quote. After this event, high-level North Korean defectors who had previously been very vocal about speaking up against Kim Jong-un canceled all public appearances for fear that they'll be the next target.
God.
Yeah. And that's the assassination of Kim Jong-nam. A short one, but an insane one.
That's crazy.
You've never heard of any of that?
No.
So I think the reason why I heard about this was 2017. This would have been in my last year in China. And China and North Korea, obviously, very close. I was at a school in 2015. I went to a school in China that had North Korean students in it. They kept to themselves. They wore uniforms, even like it was not a uniform school, but all the North Korean students that were sent over were like diplomats' kids. And they were very much like in uniforms. They moved as a unit. They never talked to anybody else. Like, which again,
sounds spooky.
It was. And they were in one of the dorms that my boyfriend at the time, he was in that dorm, and it was an all boys dorm. And there was a moment, he was this guy from Canada and he was kind of hairy, and he was in an elevator. And but like 5 North Korean students got into the elevator with him, and they had to go up to like the 14th floor. So like they were just in there quietly, just awkwardly sitting there. And Philip's like, Jesus, it's really weird to be in an elevator with North Koreans because like we never see them, you know? And as he was sitting there, he just feels this light brushing on his arm. And without looking at him, the guy next to him was just playing with his arm hair. And I was like, he's probably never seen it before. It's very hairy. He was like, this is weird. This is, if I said this out loud later, this would be a really good two truths and a lie. North Korean played with my arm hair.
In an elevator.
In an elevator in China. Anyway. But yeah, so when this happened, though, this was like huge fucking news, like international news of like, and I remember seeing the video and I watched it again here. You could see like the airport security videos of this. He, like, they both go up. It's like one does it, he turns around, the other one does it, he turns to her, and then they both just walk away. And he's sitting there like looking after them. And then he just like immediately goes and finds a security agent. But you could tell he looks so freaked out. And I'm like, yeah. He knew something bad happened to him. And the second he started feeling sick, he was like, what is this, though?
I would have taken, not to be like, sorry for him, but I'm different. But I would have just taken the antidote just to be safe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he didn't. Yeah. And honestly, I'm like, just goes to show you how bizarre this was, though. Yeah. Because he was prepared for this. It was just that no one had ever heard of compounding VX. So, like, the idea that, like, two liquids, but any liquid that touches me. Also, the fact that there's just a liquid out there that if it touches you even a little bit, you die? Huh? Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know how many liquids I come into contact with every day?
We're 70% liquids.
Oh my God! It's too much. I don't like those variables. No, right? That's just,
I don't like that either.
Fucking weird. Also, CT and Dwan make me sad because they were truly just like the perfect victims for this.
Yeah.
Because they were vulnerable and they were desperately like in search of a way to make money. And also they were pretty young, and the idea of being like, yeah, I want to be on a YouTube prank show is like whimsical. You know, like that's not like,
yeah, that's like a fun job.
It is a fun little job. Every time they would do it, they would go back to their handler and they would give them a wad of cash. So like it was literally just training them to be like, I do this, I get money, and then it goes online and maybe I get famous.
God, that's nefarious as hell.
Who came up with that plan?
That's such a weird fucking plan.
I don't want to say that that's a plan that I would come up with, but also that's exactly the sort of plan I would come up with if I was part of like an evil dictatorship.
Just like, if it's got to be like you're trying to get like two substances on someone in succession.
What whimsical ass North Korean like evil doer is sitting in his little lab like
prank show?
Is it just somebody who watches a lot of prank shows and also compounded VX, the world's most deadly nerve agent?
Like, I don't know, like put one in his shoe and the other in his sock.
And how are they going to get his shoes and his socks, though?
I don't know. Maybe he goes to the pool.
This weirdly is so complicated, but also seems the most easy. See, he was terrified at the end, though.
Yeah.
He was very careful about every single thing he did. He was like just living kind of in hiding. Like he wasn't living with his family anymore because he was afraid to be near them. Like he really was just like this absolute bundle of nerves by the end. So there's no way to sneak up on him in the usual ways. Like you can't just send an assassin to him because he's prepared for them. So they sent in fucking YouTube prank show. Anyway, that's the assassination of Kim Jong-nam.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
I'm really happy I got to talk about it. I think about this all the time.
I just keep thinking of like two things that could happen in succession.
You're trying to think of ways to go, okay,
yeah,
this is so dark. But also, I'm so sorry I opened this episode up with giggling.
An assassinatino.
Okay, so you have two chemicals. You need to mix them to kill somebody. What would you do? What would you do?
I just keep thinking of things that come in twos that you would interact with.
Peanut butter and jelly.
I put some in some peanut butter and some in some jelly. And then the next time he has a sandwich, bang, he's dead.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I guess if you could get to the peanut butter and jelly that he would use and to be sure that nobody else, or I guess you don't have to be sure if you're evil.
They don't care that nobody else does it. They were willing to kill Dwan. I'm surprised they told her to wash her hands.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That is surprising.
I also want to know if they'd been telling them that the whole time. See, this is the thing with them, is I'm like, were they telling you after every single prank, run and wash your hands? Or was it this time like, hey, when you do it this time, get that shit off of you?
You're looking real oily.
Gross, right? Gross.
Gross.
Also, this is why you can't just let people hang out at the airport.
But, like, what if, like... I don't know. I'm thinking of like what you have to interact with at an airport. What if there was something on it? Well, because it would be weird that it was wet. But I was like, what if there's something on the ticket and also something on the passport scan thingy?
That's getting so many more people involved.
No.
I think also the fact that they put it on his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, that was a very intentional. Eyes and mouth. You know, it was like getting it right there, like next to his brain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird.
Put it in his eye drops. Then you might as well just put VX in there.
Yeah.
You don't have to compound it.
Yeah. What about, like, I don't know, anytime he has 2 drinks, anytime that he has like a water and finishes it and then gets another water.
Could be.
What about, like,
so far the YouTube prank show really is the best idea.
put something on his toothbrush and then something in his toothpaste?
Again, though, you might as well just put VX in his toothpaste.
Put
Yes.
give him a poorly seasoned dinner.
I think.
And put some on the salt and some on the pepper.
Okay, so the reason why they compounded it is so that 2 people could be the ones to deliver it.
Yeah.
Because the idea also is that if one person came up and put something wet on him, he would have immediately given himself an anecdote.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's it. Antidote, not an anecdote.
It would have been like, this one time I was at the airport.
This reminds me of a time. No. So, like, if one person had put something wet on his skin, he would have immediately gotten one of those vials. Because it was 2 people that did it in succession, and because they were young women, I guarantee you, because they probably giggled and then, like, left, and because of where he was, he, like, looked around, he was so confused. That's why it probably didn't register him, especially because they touched him with their bare hands. I think that also immediately made him think, well, it can't be VX because they weren't wearing gloves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I hate to say that this is a weirdly perfect crime for them to pull off, but, like, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. I'm not going to say that, actually. I'll go ahead and cut that. How about that? It's just so
Give him a
weird.
coupon to the spa.
And then let them poison him.
Yeah.
Have him stand under a leaky roof. And then just drip VX down on top of him.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Give him a hat.
Just give him a hat.
Put VX inside of it. And then he puts it on.
Yeah, you did it.
Did it.
The old VX hat. In a really real note, though, reading about Kim Jong-nam, it did make me very sad because he seemed like genuinely just like a nice guy. And it feels weird because we never hear about him, but he seems like just kind of a guy that just wanted to live his life and kind of have a good time. Like, he traveled to Japan a lot and he would go into like the bathhouses and stuff like that. And people talked about seeing him and like kind of eventually recognizing him. And like I think also like had a lot of sex workers. He had affairs with people, you know, but it was kind of open. Like it wasn't like a secret, but he also was just like, everybody was like, he was like kind of a nice guy. Like, you know, he paid people really, really well. He treated people really nicely. Like, he wasn't like a dick about anything, which you could be if you were like an entitled prince, but he wasn't. You know, he really wasn't. And the fact that he was so public, I genuinely think there's a bravery in that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I have conservative parents. I talk to my conservative parents all the time, and I'm like, listen, it doesn't have to be like this. And like, we have these debates, but that's me and my parents who are like not North Korean dictators. Sure. You know, like dealing with actual like very paranoid people who assassinate people all the time.
Yeah. It's brave to speak up.
It's brave to speak up, and also so publicly. He made sure that he left a public footprint of him saying, it doesn't have to be like this. Mm-hmm. I am talking to my dad. I am talking to my dad, trying to get him to change things for my brother because I know he's going to get it. Also, Kim Jong-un fought tooth and nail to get that title. It wasn't supposed to go to him. It was supposed to go to Jong-chul. Kim Jong-chul is hot. What they think is Kim Jong-chul, his oldest son from the other woman, Kim Jong-un's older brother.
Yeah.
They think he's gay So I'm not sure if any of this is accurate because not a lot of information comes out of North Korea. But we do know that he's in a rock band. We do know that he kind of, all he wants to do is just like play music and like hang out and has absolutely no interest in politics or dealing with any of the stuff. Yeah. But they also think that he's gay. They talk about how there were rumors coming out of North Korea that they kept trying to put him on like testosterone stuff when he was like a little kid because they said he was too girly and stuff. Yeah, like they were straight up kind of torturing him, I think, a little bit. But he grew up and was just like, fucking let Kim Jong-un take it. I don't want it. Also, you all suck. So, yeah, he kind of keeps himself and just in a rock band and seems, I don't know.
Shit.
John Chul, the more you know. But yeah, his sisters are part of the regime and they run certain aspects of it. And Kim Jong-un is just insanely paranoid and has extreme, like, what's it called when you just have, like, you want retribution all the time?
Vindictive.
He's vindictive. He's just a vindictive son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Kim Jong-nam wanted reform. I think he wanted it to be more capitalistic than, do you even call that communist? I mean, they are technically communist, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, he had a very different. That is apparently the dangers of letting your kids explore the world and learn outside perspectives.
Which is also the most important thing in
the most important thing in the world. And it's so sad to me that after they realized that this guy was talking to other people, that they made it so that Kim Jong-un and his siblings never got to leave North Korea.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. But if you're wondering how you can spot evil people, that's a really good way to spot the evil.
Yeah. If people want you to not be educated and not interact with people outside of your culture.
A little bit weird, isn't it? Okay. Well, Max.
Janey.
Your assignment is to find a way, a better way to assassinate people with VX compound, okay?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Okay, bye. Guys, if you have any thoughts about this off topic, let me know. Do you remember hearing about this? Was this actually a big thing in the United States? Actually, I guess that's what I want to know. Do you remember learning about this or seeing this on the news in the United States? Because it was everywhere when I was in China. I didn't find a lot of English articles about it, if I'm being honest. So, like, let me know if this is news to you or if you learned anything new or if you have any other details. And you can text us. You can email us at swordofthestory@gmail.com and join our Discord so that you can chat with us about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And leave a review if you would, please. And that's about it.
And that's it.
Max, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
I took some time last night and I was like, this is something that I've been working on with my therapist. She's like, you have to relax. And I'm like, I'm relaxing all the time. And she's like, you're obviously not. And so I was like, I'm just going to, I like finished what I needed to do. And then I was like, I'm going to read a book for a little while.
Yeah. What'd you read?
I read a book of poetry because I didn't want to start something. What?
That made me so disappointed. But go ahead, Max. You read poetry. That's homework.
No. I have a couple of poetry books that I've like gotten recently that I was like, I'm going to check one of these out. And I checked a couple of them out and I was like, this isn't what I'm in the mood for. This isn't what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah.
One of them is a Charles Bukowski collection of poems.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Love is a Dog from Hell. And I was like, that's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that I don't like Charles Bukowski's poetry.
Yeah. Charles Bukowski.
It's for boys.
Here's the thing. I don't want to say... The problem is, you told me yesterday, I think I'm going to start reading Charles Bukowski. And I didn't want to... I'm not trying to cut back on being judgmental, but I will say that my first thought is always like, ew, why? Because I think that he's bad, but my only reason for thinking he's bad, and I have to be fair to him, I know nothing about Charles Bukowski. My only reason for thinking he's bad is because bad people read him.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's for a reason.
Do you think so? Because if you read him, then maybe I would think he's good.
No.
But no, you don't think he's good.
No, I there was a moment where I like saw an excerpt from one of his poems and I was like, oh, that's actually really good. Maybe I should give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't good.
Love is a Dog from Hell is a really fucking cool line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the coolest thing about it. And also the poem that was titled That Sucked. So sorry if you're a Bukowski fan. I fucking hated him. He was just, like literally the entire thing was like, I fuck women. Women fuck me. And it's so sad because they only like me because I'm a world-renowned poet.
But that's also how I feel about Chuck Palahniuk. I feel like when you read these type of men, these hyper, like, masculine, like, intellectual, holier than thou men, which they just have this air of, like, while they were writing this, they were masturbating in a mirror. And it's like, I just am not interested.
Yeah.
Give me one of those, like, 40-year-old ladies who are masturbating on the page.
Well, you know who will give that to you. Yeah. So it turns out I don't like Charles Bukowski. And I tried really hard. I tried really, really hard. Yeah. But
do you have an idea of what you're going to read next?
There is I'm trying to get through the poetry collections that I've gotten recently. I have one that is Wine for a Shotgun by Marty McConnell, which I read a couple of them and they were a little too autobiographical for my taste, kind of literal.
My name is Marty. I am a smarty. Oops, did I farty? My bad. And there's a little drawing of a guy bowing. I would read that.
And then I have a collection of poetry by Mahmoud Darwish, I think is his name, which I've read some of his poems and they're fucking beautiful. So I'm really excited about that one. I got to find it though. It's in one of my stacks of books that I haven't organized.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, one thing at a time.